A 1.5 hour drive from Bhopal, the capital of Madhya Pradesh, and you will find this solar farm spread over 5 hectares of land. We are in Sanchi, a city historically renowned for its UNESCO World Heritage status for housing sacred relics of the Buddha. It is now home to a 3 megawatt solar power plant that's electrifying the city, making it the first solar city of India. As we drive into city limits, we find it dotted with EV charging stations, solar water kiosks, and solar streetlights. It is believed Sanchi's journey into being solar powered wouldn't have been possible without its 7,000 residents. We meet a few of them to understand what they make of the transformation so far. In May 2023, 62-year-old retired school teacher Rataram Sarate's house was chosen as one of the 20 households for rooftop installations. Along with the 3 megawatt solar plant built for the city's energy needs, rooftop solar panels on residential homes like Sarate's are providing an additional 63 kilowatt capacity of power currently.
इसको 2 लाख रुपए लगाए थे हमने, तो हमें 50,000 की सब्सिडी मिली है। मैंने मुझसे कहा था कि तुम्हारे 3 किलोवाट की बनेगी, 15 यूनिट तुम्हारे हर पर डे बनेंगे। तो मैंने कहा 15 यूनिट बनेंगे तो मेरी 5-10 यूनिट तक मेरा खर्च था। तो 10 यूनिट में मतलब क्या है, मैंने सोचा कुछ शासन को दूंगा तो मुझे मेरा जो लगा है लागत वो वापस हो जाएगी।
Sarate is referring to the net metering system, a utility billing mechanism available in most states of the country. Through it, any consumer generating excess electricity through their solar panel systems is offered credits that then get adjusted against their future bills. Sarate tells us that at about 500 rupees a month, his bills are now half of what they used to be. Sanchi has been reportedly going solar without any direct government funding. The solar project here either works on private-public partnership models or CSR. The city is said to reduce about 140,000 tons of CO2 emissions annually, equivalent to saving over 2 lakh trees. It also aims to save around 7 crore rupees every year for both the government and its citizens. To achieve these ends, government officials tell us rooftop installations play a critical role as they are being prepped to generate primary energy. Along with citizen homes, all 20 government buildings in the city, including railway stations, schools and post offices, have rooftop solar panels. Collaborating with a non-profit helped authorities map the conditions of these roofs before installation.
We got the drone survey done. They developed a software. We had multiple interactions with them as to allow that software to be interactive enough so that a common citizen is able to understand as to how much is the capacity that can come into their rooftop. And fortunately, it is live. People can see, and it is not only Sanchi, but there are multiple cities of Madhya Pradesh who now have that information available, and it is available like as a citizen. I can always go back and see through the website that how much can I establish on my rooftop as a solar plant.
As a country, India, however, severely lags behind in its rooftop solar targets. Of its aim of generating 40 gigawatts through the sector, it has so far managed 7.4 gigawatts. Disha Agarwal from the Council of Energy, Environment and Water explains how it is the lack of investment in consumer education that is creating a lot of these gaps.
For example, again, in a big state like Uttar Pradesh, the installed rooftop solar capacities in 2022 was only about 260 megawatts against a target of 4,300 megawatts by 2020. Even though we do have subsidies and incentives available, say under the National Solar Program, but targeting those in the right manner, and like I said, investing in raising the consumer awareness levels and making them understand the benefits of going for a particular solution vis-a-vis many other solutions that might exist is something that is key.
In Sanchi, Despite saving on his bills, Sarate is worried about the sustainability of his rooftop system. Without any formal guidance on its upkeep, he is not sure how to maintain it, he tells us.
इससे फ़ायदा तो हमें बहुत बताया है, अच्छा फ़ायदा है, लेकिन उससे जितना हो नहीं रही है फ़ायदा। क्यों नहीं हो रही है कि कोई चेक करने वाला नहीं आता है। हमें 3 किलोवाट की बिजली के बोल के लगाया था, 3 किलोवाट बनेगी, लेकिन उसमें बन नहीं रही उतनी। शिकायत करते हैं तो कोई देखने नहीं आता, ना कोई सुनने वाला है। हाँ, ये तो कह रहे हैं कम से कम सफाई का तरीका बताएं, किस प्रकार से करना, क्या नहीं करना, कितने नाम में करना, ये भी नहीं बताया उन्होंने हमको। हाँ, पानी डालते हैं ना तो वो अपन ही डालते हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने आगे नहीं समझाया कि आप इसमें 15 नाम में सफाई देखो कितनी धूल छा रही है।
While some residents might currently be struggling with aftercare issues, the city did make initial efforts to keep them at the center of the transition. Usha, or Urja Saksharta Abhiyan, an energy literacy program, had been introduced in 2021 to initiate students and citizens into concepts like energy conservation, use of renewable sources, and its economic benefits.
And the idea is that all the individuals are to be made aware of how to minimize your consumption, and is there any way in which you can use equipments, you can design your houses, you can design your toilets in which you have a least of consumption of energy, and because of which we ensured that there is a complete and 100% coverage in Sanchi. You would be happy to note that there is already around 1.5 million of citizens, adult citizens in Madhya Pradesh have already got trained on this, have done the complete 12 modules and have also been certified because of that.
Vikas Tomar, a certified Usha trainee, PhD student, and a part-time general store owner, opened up to us about the outreach program, what worked for it, and what perhaps could have been done better.
हमारे कॉलेज में एक कैंप लगा था सांची नगर पालिका की तरफ से, उसमें सारे बड़े बड़े अधिकारी भी आए थे, कलेक्टर भी आए थे, सब लोग आए थे। तो उसमें ये हुआ था कि हर जगह छोटे छोटे सांची नगर पालिका में चार्जिंग वाले बल्ब आए हैं और लैंप आए हैं, बैटरी आई हैं, बाकी हमारे यहाँ सोलर वाली लाइटें भी लगी हैं, पूरे कॉलोनी में लाइट लगी है सोलर सिस्टम वाली। फॉर्म तो सरल था, लेकिन क्या ये ऑनलाइन प्रक्रिया थी, तो ऑनलाइन प्रक्रिया में लोगों को, बहुत कम लोगों को परेशानी होती है। वैसे अब तो अधिकतर लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन बहुत लोगों को परेशानी होती है, गांव वाले लोगों को तो परेशानी होगी ऑनलाइन, लेकिन अगर वही फॉर्म ऑफलाइन हो तो लोग अधिक से अधिक भर सकते हैं।
Transitioning a city like Sanchi, which is largely an agrarian economy, would have to be far from easy. From educating its people on what is, for all purposes, a novel technology, to incurring huge costs, to changing mindsets and behavioral patterns, the journey, an ongoing one, is bound to witness roadblocks. Bihari Lal Sen drives an electric three-wheeler. He finds merit in its cost effectiveness, he tells us.
अगर आप ये जब इसमें तो कितना आपको फ़ायदा हो जाता है, पेट्रोल में कितना खर्च हो जाता था, इसमें कितना बच जाता है?
उसमें 50% का फ़ायदा है। ये सूर्य ऊर्जा वाली लाइट से जो बैटरी चलती हैं उसमें फ़ायदा ज़्यादा है, डीजल की खपत ज़्यादा होती है।
The city currently, however, has only 2 charging stations that were inaugurated in July 2023. Over the last 4 years, EV penetration in the whole state of Madhya Pradesh has been a little over 2% of its overall vehicular sales.
नहीं, कम ही है अभी तो जो है बाहर से ही आते हैं कस्टमर लोग, जिनको मालूम है वो ही करते हैं बस।
While locals are yet to take to the more advanced modes of energy-saving appliances like electric cars, experts explain that segments like EVs and industry are likely to take more time to gain traction.
So any transition, of course, will not be a linear process. A country as huge as India, as you said, the entire country as a whole transitioning through each stage, different sectors, states, sections of society will transition at different paces. So while power sector transition is at relatively more advanced stages, the mobility and the industrial sustainability transition is still unfolding. This is also because of the higher level of direct consumer interface in these sectors. Mobility, industries, you have CNI consumers, commercial industrial consumers. The cost and complexity of decarbonizing these sectors is higher.
The administration in Sanchi, however, is optimistic. It is already planning its path to becoming a net zero city, starting with a 5 megawatt solar plant for the agricultural sector.
And also we are not resting on to only the present consumption, but we are also looking at replacing the complete agricultural consumption also, because in long run we are looking for a net zero city. So this is not the first that we want to be declared as solar city, but we want to make it first net zero city in the world.
A net zero city is one that generates sustainable, carbon neutral energy, matching or surpassing its energy consumption. In Sanchi, the aim is to get there through more rooftop solar installations, solar parks, wind power, piezoelectric flows, and electric vehicle adoption.
It should take 3 years, that is what our idea is, because when we have done the calculation, there are 3 kinds of emissions that you have to take care: scope 1, scope 2 and scope 3. Scope 2 is completely addressed by what we have already done. Scope 1 is getting addressed when we have this agricultural operations getting covered by the 5 megawatt of additional plant which is getting commissioned in this month itself. So this will take care, and then there are some remission effects which will be like sinks. The forest there, the water bodies, they will work as a sinks which will take care of the scope 3.
As the first city to have actually made it to the tag of being all solar, despite ground struggles, Sanchi has the potential to not just shine the way for others, but also flag likely challenges.
Sanchi being also quite a famous tourist destination, also developing Sanchi as a spot for ecotourism is again something that can be emulated by many other cities which see large footfall for tourists.
Meanwhile, for citizens like Vikas, who are better equipped to adapt to the transition, it is the small, everyday steps that are making life more exciting.
मेरे कॉलेज में जब कैंप लगा था तो मैंने अपने लिए स्टडी टेबल के लिए लैंप ख़रीदा था सोलर सिटी वाला, और बाकी मैंने अभी कुछ दिन पहले चार्जिंग वाला पावर बैंक भी सोलर सिटी वाला ख़रीदा है. धूप में रखेंगे वो चार्ज हो जाएगा. सोलर सिटी वाला है मेरे पास.
Thanks for watching Eco India. If you like the story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Scroll.in on YouTube.